Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. And yes, once again, we're doing another exciting scenario from Horns of the Buffalo. 12 scenarios of the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. And this is scenario number 3. A couple notes about my games. These scenarios can easily be adapted to miniature wargaming. So, we're doing Rorke's Drift. Here we have our storehouse hospital. The redoubt comes into play in a few turns after the game begins. Our Zulus set up over here. Our British troops are here. And like all my games, you can adjust your amount of Zulus. You can adjust what's inside your compound. You can also even add a Gatling gun. Well, I believe that rules should not be, and scenario notes should not be written in stone. I know there are many people who believe, the rule is the rule and that's it. I believe rules can be bent, changed, corrected, and game designers, they have a rata themselves where they're like, oh, I should have done that. All right, I'm going to set up Rorke's Drift and we'll do a playthrough. Hello and welcome back. Well, we have our 20 Zulu units with one leader, and Rorke's Drift is defended by, we have 7 units here, and then 3 leaders, Chard, Bromhead, and Hookie, we'll say. I have it generic. Special rules for the first 3 turns. 1d10 is rolled to represent snipers firing, and so there's a chance that a roll of a 1 will reduce 1 unit. That's only for 3 turns. The Zulus that are adjacent to a building at the end of the turn may roll to see if it can catch on fire. And then that building is no longer in play. I actually have somewhere around here, we have the fire counter. All right. The Great Redoubt, which is here. The Great Redoubt is actually being built. And its defense value, Zulu will need to roll like a 1. We'll need a 1 or a 2 to cause a hit. It's a +5 defense. So, without further ado, the Zulus are first. And I'm going to stop the camera and move the Zulus. That way you won't be bored. Well, welcome back. Our Zulus have advanced. Now, we have the volley fire rule. Victory conditions is the Zulus have to destroy every unit in 10 turns. We could also have 1 unit be reduced to represent the hospital wounded, but some of them fought gallantly. So for this game, we are doing that. We are just having every unit fight normally and not have a reduced unit. And we are using the volley fire rule. So the volley fire rule is in effect. A hit causes 2 flips. Kim Metis of the Board War Game site on Facebook contributed to some of these optional rules, and that's one of his. So let's go ahead and fire. I need 7 to hit with volley fire. So this unit, which is 6, hit, and because I was using volley fire with the officer, it caused 2 casualties. And it will fire again, and it caused another 2 casualties. Now, if we had rolled a 10, the officer could be lost, or the unit is reduced to half strength by using too much ammunition. We're going to volley fire here, and that's a miss and a hit. And a volley fire does 2 points of damage instead of 1. This one has no leader, so it's a regular fire, and it flips a unit, and this unit had to test morale. Sorry about that. Its morale passed. A 1, 2, or 3. This unit falls back. We'll test morale on him, and he holds. And then these 2 units are firing, and they're using volley fire. They have the leader, so we lost another Zulu unit and another Zulu unit. So Chard, Bromhead, yelling volley fire. It's now the Zulus' defensive fire phase, or offensive attack. So they're a 7. They're attacking a building, so they need to roll 1 through 7. However, those buildings are tough, so it brings them down to a 1, 2, or a 3. And we rolled an 8. This one will attack the melee bags, which is a 3. A 1 through 4 is needed. He rolled a 10. He failed. And then we have leader here with 2 7s. They need 1 through 5s with the modifier. And a 10 and a 4. So we actually scored 1 hit. Now, at Rorke's Drift, the British do not do morale checks. We did check to see if this leader was hit, and he was not. So it is now the British movement phase. The British will get stabbed by the Zulus first, and then they will get to return fire. So I could fall back the units, but for right now I'm going to just take the Zulu stabbing as it is. So this one attacks, it rolls a 9, an 8, a 7, and a 7. So all these Zulu attacks failed. So now it's the British fire phase. And let's see what happens. We have a miss. Oh, and this is a 10. So this leader, in the optional rule I have, it could be the leader, it could flip a unit over to half strength, but we did roll a 10. So we're going to say this leader has been wounded, killed, something's happened to him while giving the volley fire order. This unit is eliminated by volley fire. And let me check here. He falls back. Well, the volley fire rule is very devastating when you can use it. And we're going to turn 2. And the British, 1, 3, 6, they've taken out 7 units with volley fire. I did not use volley fire rule much at all, actually. It is Isandlwana in scenario 2. And anyhow, let's pause our video. Okay, we're playing Rorke's Drift, turn 2. I probably should have done something a little bit better. Also, the volley fire was devastating. We got volley fire here and here. For this turn 2, the British here will be firing normal. He needs a 5, which is a miss, and the other one is a hit. So this unit is eliminated. He has really no line of sight. And we're going to volley fire there. It's a hit. And you see if our leader, our Zulu chief, has been taken out on a 1. Okay. Line of sight here, I'm going to say no. So that will be up to you as you're playing your own game, what is line of sight for you and what isn't. Let's see what the Zulus can do coming back. 4 from 7, 1, 2, or a 3. We rolled a 4, another 4, a 7. All these Zulus are attacking this building, and we finally scored a hit. Scored a 1 here. Alright. Now darkness falls after turn 3. And alright, let's see over here. Miss. I rolled 2 4s so far. Now this is a hit. So this British unit's been flipped. Oops. Alright. Now, let's see if Hookie's been hit. Oh, I rolled a 1. So Hookie is removed. Alright, we're losing that. We're going to be losing our volley fire ability here. This one is a hit. And the last one is a miss. Alright, we're going on to turn 3. And let's see here. The guy that wrote this game up, as we go into turn 3, we have to check to see if we have a fire. A roll of a 1, a 7, and a roll of a 1. No, we got a 2. So there is no fire started in our game. Amazing. Well, I'm going to pause the camera. Alright, our British have moved. It's hard to tell what to do at times. As your British commander, the Zulus are attacking, and it's tough killing. No hits there, and the 6 is nothing, 10 is nothing, the 7, we got another 7, that's a 10, an 8, and the last 7 is a 7. So all these Zulus failed to do anything. Our British will return fire and causes 1 loss there, and he failed his morale. He falls back, and the other unit holds. This unit's firing into here, which is 1 hit, and a morale, he falls back to here, and the other unit, don't check the morale until all the firing is done for a hex. So that was actually a kill and a kill. I messed that all up because I have a leader for volley fire. Wow, Rorke's drift is looking bleak, but as you can see, our Zulus, nothing is caught on fire. And I also did one little bit of sequence of play without turning the camera back on. Hopefully it's not disrupting your watching of Rorke's drift. And we'll pause the camera here. Welcome back. Our Zulus are really just going to try to... I played poorly as the Zulus. I can tell that right now. I don't think, with the volley fire effects and all, I do not see how the British are going to lose. But we will see. That's just a standard flip without the volley fire. These 2 units have fired and took this unit out. This is a 1, 2, or 3 unit, and it still scored a hit. And we'll check its morale now, and it falls back, and the other unit fell back also. Up here, he failed, and then we have volley fire here. So I guess we're going to just say he's Color Sergeant Brom yelling fire. And that is a roll of a 2, which causes 2 casualties. And this 8 is a miss. While the Zulus are being defeated, it's nighttime. The Zulus will attack here and failed. Oh, no, no. This is a 3. I rolled a 4, so this unit's actually flipped. No units check morale at Rorke's Drift. This unit scored a hit. Uh-oh, they're in the compound. Well, that's not good. And then I have 2 7s here, which is a 7 and a 7. All right, so I actually have a unit in the compound. We got to check for fire here with a 1, and check for fire here for a 1. And one's a 2 and one's a 6. Wow. All right, I have to apologize. I did this in the last scenario. I think we're on turn 2, 3, 4, 5. The Zulus are running out of steam, but we'll see what happens. The Great Redoubt here is a 5 for defense. It's better than a building even. So our Zulus will move and see what happens, but I don't think we're going to be able to overcome the British firepower. All right, we got 2 5s, volley fire effect there, which causes 2 points of damage. And this unit will fire volley and causes 2 points of damage. So the leader stacked in the volley fire optional rule, unless you roll a 10, is just devastating. And we roll the hit and we roll the miss. So we have 1 normal hit, and checking the morale here, he fails. And the 7 here holds. And this is a 1, 2, or a 3. And he fails to hit. So this Zulu will fight back, and he doesn't do anything. And then we have a 1, 2, or 3 Zulu. Needs a 1. Didn't do it. And the 7 1. 5 from 7. He needs a 1 or a 2, and I rolled a 3. All right. Pretty interesting. So I have 2 units at topped in the Great Redoubt. I'm bringing 2. I threw Sergeant Brom or somebody into the redoubt. I reinforced there, and that's where we're at. Zulus will attack. Needs a 1 and they both failed. The British will now fire, and with the volley firepower, it knocks those 2 units out. We have a line of sight blocking here, so we're not going to let him fire through here to there. All right, well, this was a very fast-paced Rorke's Drift game. There are a few more optional rules. Victory conditions, hold out for 10 turns. I'm sort of pushing this along in the sense of just to show a person what my game is like. For balance, I actually have in here, you could add more British, add a Gatling gun, or more British to the units, or Zulus to the units, to change up the scenario. All kinds of things you can do with this. Right now, when I attacked all along in here, I could have swept Zulus out here and not taken all this fire here. And also, for 3 times the British, 1, 2, 3, 4, what I'm rolling for is to see on any one, and I did roll 1 out of 5 tries, during the Zulu combat fire phase, any unit not in a building on a roll of a 1 gets flipped by the snipers. It's only for the first 3 turns, but I did have that happen, which I didn't do. All right, well, Horns of the Buffalo, the Rorke's Drift scenario number 3 in the line of 12 scenarios. I played this very quickly. I'm trying to do these fast so as not to make them boring for you to watch. Gives you an idea what they're like. Coming up, the next one is Inzini River. And the rest of these really are not covered as far as board games. Inzini River, Intomi Drift. Now, as far as in miniatures, that's a different story, but as far as board games, not really. So, we're going to close this out with stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Horns of the Buffalo on Wargaming Vault PDF, and soon to be out through Blue Panther Printing in the next couple months. Thank you. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and don't forget to subscribe.